Hi guys, Darren here from Kickstart Fitness in Tala with one of our members, Linda Griffin, who we wanted to sit and have a chat today with Linda and hopefully get her to tell a little bit about how she found Kickstart, where she was when she was starting off on her fitness journey and maybe where she is now. One of the big issues that we have at Kickstart is attracting in new members into our beginners classes, and I don't think there's a better story to tell than Linda's and how she found us and you know, how she has progressed through all our classes from that beginner program that we have. So just to introduce Linda and maybe tell us a little bit about yourself, Linda, and how long you've been training with Kickstart.
Hi Darren, I've been here now about 2.5 years so far. Come in at a beginner's class, not knowing what was ahead or anything else. I've done actually gyms, never stuck with anything that I've actually done. This is the only one I've stuck, which is amazing for me because where I've come to now is just fantastic. And the first time I remember walking through this door, the first evening, and like that, anxious, not knowing what was ahead of me. Went into the class, yourself was there, introduced yourself to me, and the class was full. With all the women's class, so I headed on down to straps, the TRX straps, which I didn't even know what they were at the time, but the girls, there was a few girls there anyway, and
Did you know any of the girls?
No.
You came on your own?
I came on my own,
yeah.
and I didn't know anybody.
Okay.
Anyway, got chatting to a couple of the girls anyway, and they were saying, oh, you'll enjoy it, you'll be grand, you know, once you get the first class over. You know, that's the worst part or whatever anyway. And so I got stuck in, and you showed me the ropes and whatever anyway, so left feeling quite happy that I had actually came through the door and actually done the class and finished the class. Yeah.
You didn't know any of the girls, so I think no matter what you're doing, when you go to do it on your own, there's always a bigger challenge.
Yeah.
So coming through the door, connecting with some girls, like-minded people, is a really big part of you know, feeling welcomed in a place. So I'm delighted to hear that. And you mentioned, I suppose, feeling anxious, or you know, was that kind of like, you know, afraid of what's going to happen when you come into the place, or what was that?
Yeah, it's because I wouldn't have a whole lot of confidence like in myself, and that's one thing about me, is getting to do something, is getting me there to do it. You know, like I would have kind of a problem with that. So like getting in the door here was a big thing. Yeah. You know, for me, and to come in on my own and just do it. You know, and like I've never looked back, and I've always said to everybody, like, it was the best thing I ever did. Was
having the knee issue that you mentioned, and then the certain exercises like lunges and leg press and stuff like that. Do you find that it's okay to, if we give you something else to do instead of that? It doesn't mean you have to lose that class or not do that class.
No, I'm fine with doing something else, and I wouldn't let it put me out of the class. Like I would definitely,
because it's interesting that you mentioned the knee. Yeah. In the past was probably a reason that you didn't go and exercise.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah.
So
no, it definitely. Now I'd be quite happy now just to do something myself. I just go ahead and just do something myself. Anyway, in the class, I just wouldn't do those particular ones. You know. So.
You mentioned as well the doctor had said to you about maybe losing some weight to help with those other issues. How much weight have you lost since you started?
I have lost nearly over 2 stone.
2 stone. Yeah. And that you can feel lighter
in
that sense in terms with the knee and stuff like that. It's amazing. So I suppose, you know, with us being the TRX training centre, essentially, what we use TRX for, just to let you know a little bit about our system, so we can explain maybe to the guys watching this video, that the process that we have is we welcome people in from beginner level. We use the TRX to help them to move well and set up a good standard for them to move well, before we then take them into weights classes or conditioning classes, or, you know, that Sunday session that I know you're very fond of. So the real process is give yourself the time, I suppose. Get in the door first of all, like yourself, meet some new people. The team at Kickstart, I think we do a really good job of making sure people are welcomed in and noticed, you know, and so having done some time in the TRX classes, we then recommend those other classes to go ahead and do. And 2.5 years later, we haven't added to any of your injuries that I'm aware of.
No.
I think we've basically seen that transformation from that physical and mental aspect as well, which is fantastic to see, you know. So long may it last. I suppose one of the last things that I wanted to touch on, and maybe this is another thing that came in your direction without you necessarily understanding much about it at first, the nutrition end of things.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you've just finished doing 6-week programs.
Yeah.
So tell us maybe a little bit about that, how you found the nutrition plan that we give with that program.
Yeah, that was actually brilliant for me, because with the way I work, what was happening to me was I was coming in, doing all the classes, giving it my best, and I wasn't seeing results. And I think I had actually mentioned that to you, and you had said, well, you know, what about your eating and sleeping and that. And it was actually the open day that I think it was Sinead and Garrett actually were doing the nutrition, and sitting in there listening to the two of them anyway, talking about it and everything else. And I came out of there and I was just saying to myself, well, now this is it. You know, like, that's what's wrong. It is the food end of it. I'm not eating right, skipping meals and everything. I'm going to do the next 6 weeks program, and that's it. And I did it, and I could not believe the difference.
Yeah.
The weight was just coming off me. You know, now the prepping and, you know, getting yourself all the food in and all that is kind of tough the first week round, but like, you've got to do it, and you've got to stick with it. And the meals, everything was perfect. There was one thing, and it was the fish. And me and fish don't go down.
You couldn't eat fish?
No, I won't even let anybody cook it in the house. And like, there I am, you know what I mean, on Thursday evening, and I'm cooking the fish, and I ate it, and I actually couldn't believe. I actually enjoyed it.
And the tea, how does it go? I know there's a funny story about the tea.
I was absolutely a devil for tea. Like, I would drink 15 to 18 mugs of tea.
A day?
A day. Yeah, if not more. And I cut that out actually, and I managed to go for 4. Like, I'd have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then my supper. I had those. But since I've done the 6 weeks program, both of them, the 12 weeks altogether, has completely changed me. I have so much energy now and feel so good about myself even. You know, it's just amazing, the transformation.
I mean, it's an amazing story. It's really good. It makes me feel very proud about what myself and the team are doing here at Kickstart. But without you guys coming through the door and you know, buying into what we do, brilliant to hear that the open day was something that gave you some value. I think what we wanted to do that day was give our members back something, and if it inspired you to go and do that program, then you know, everybody is happy. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much everything that I wanted to talk about. Really grateful for you supporting us here at Kickstart and buying into what we do, and for coming along and doing this little interview for us. And hopefully some of our members, some of our guys that follow us on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, whatever platform you guys follow us on, can take some value from the content that we're putting out here today, and maybe be inspired by Linda and Linda's story to say, hey, you know what, injuries, fear, anxiety, any of those things can easily be removed simply by walking in through the door here at Kickstart. And we've got you covered. You know, with beginners classes or intermediate, or we've got the ability to meet you guys where you are. So feel free to reach out to us. We'll put a link down the bottom of this that you can click on and find out some more information from our website as kickstartfitness.ie. Thanks, guys.